Too many women find themselves invisible. For 35 years, I shared my life with a man who was really quiet. I chose to make space for him, and in doing so, I disappeared a little. Eventually, it became time for me to start showing up as myself. And for me, that included giving up black. Understanding why you're drawn to black or why you're not reveals something about your inner wiring. This isn't about following color rules, it's about learning which version of you the world actually gets to see. If you know your four-letter type, but cognitive functions are new to you, watch the Myers-Briggs Key to Signature Style Masterclass video, which introduces how your functions actually show up in your wardrobe priorities. The letters are just the starting point. So I remember being a little kid and thinking black was super matronly, boring, and old lady. And then somehow by the time I was in my 30s and I was studying style as an art form, black had become sophisticated, cool, and essential. So I wore it some, but it really isn't my best. And that's true for a lot of people. I've also noticed that there are people black shouldn't work for, but it actually does. This episode offers one way of thinking about why that is. So here's the thing about introverts. Their inner world is more real to them than their outer world, and that changes everything about how they approach getting dressed, how they think about the world. It's why they need extra time to regroup and regain their energy after being out in the world or with information that comes at them that disagrees with what their inner world is telling them. So as an introvert, wearing black can function as a shield, a filter, or a container for what's happening internally. It's not just about looking sophisticated, it's about creating the right conditions for the inner experience to be primary. Extroverts relate to black differently. For them, it might be dramatic, elegant, powerful, or classic, but it's rarely about protecting their inner space. This is function driven. There's a coloring element also, but that's not what we're talking about in this episode. So you can have two people with the same or very similar coloring. One makes black work perfectly, even though it's technically not her best color. And the other might wear it because she thinks she's supposed to, but it actually drains her. And the difference is their cognitive functions. So let's talk about the four introverted functions and why each one is drawn to wearing black and how they can, what they can add to their black to make it maybe be a more complete representation of their personality. So, introverted intuition is the dominant function for INFJs and INTJs, and it's about seeing patterns, connections, and deeper meanings beneath the surface. Um, it takes its time to connect the dots and see behind the curtain. So for them, black signals there's more here than what's on the surface. It's like a visual embodiment of mystery. Then the opposite end of, or like the flip side of that function is extroverted sensing, which is about aliveness. So as the introverted intuition user integrates their extroverted sensing, they become more grounded in the physical world. And so, a great thing for an INFJ or an INTJ to pair with black is something that declares that aliveness. So, I mean, it could be as simple as like a nice red lipstick. So, because a form of red evokes like human aliveness, and then like a form of green is another, form of aliveness, evoking like plant life. And almost any color can serve as integrating aliveness. So, this grounds the abstraction in something tangible and alive and integrates the opposite end of the polarity. So, introverted sensing users, those are that's the dominant function for ISTJ and ISFJ. It values what's known, what's worked before, what's dependable, the known quantity. Black always works, always matches, removes variables. It's the ultimate reliable choice in a world of too many options. The opposite end of the introverted sensing polarity, or the opposite function that's always connected to introverted sensing, is extroverted intuition. Extroverted intuition sees possibilities, explores alternatives, makes unexpected connections. So when the introverted sensing user integrates their extroverted intuition, they become more open to new experiences. So, in this way, I think the thing that introverted sensing users can integrate into their wardrobe with black is something unexpected. Something like, instead of compare or combining black and gray, combine black and khaki if you're wearing all neutral. Or instead of combining black with a bright, combine it with a pastel if you're doing color blocking. So, and it's not just about variety, it's actually about personal growth, learning to play with possibilities while maintaining the grounding of introverted sensing. So, introverted thinking is the dominant function for ISTP and INTP, and it wants logical frameworks, efficient systems, and elegant answers. Um, they want those people are usually practical and want to solve real problems, not the problem of what goes with this. So, and they're often fun and playful and like sometimes gammon looks. Uh, the opposite end of introverted thinking is extroverted feeling, which is about social harmony, connection, reading the room. And that's probably some of where that sense of playfulness comes from. Black is a punchy base for fun and playful looks. So keep it fun. Add like cartoon colors, maybe. Almost every introverted thinking user that I talk to likes fun socks. So that's also a fun way of, yeah, just being playful. Finally, introverted thinking, or introverted feeling rather, is the dominant function for INFPs and ISFPs. It's about internal values, authenticity, staying true to yourself. And it uses black as autonomy expressed through aesthetics. It's the visual equivalent of I will not be what you expect me to be. And I kind of feel like introverted thinking does that a little bit too, because both of those functions are introverted. So they're based on the inner world and their decision-making functions. So they're decisive. So the opposite, oh, okay. The other thing I wanted to say about introverted feeling is that those are the people who will dress dark and scary, but they're really a squish. The opposite end of that polarity, introverted feeling is always combined with extroverted thinking. And extroverted thinking is about external structure, objective standards, what works in the world. So when the introverted feeling user integrates that, then they learn to operate effectively within systems without losing themselves. So the way to do that in an outfit, honestly, is just to combine it with something other, combine black with something else rather than just wearing all black. This acknowledges the outer world without surrendering authenticity. And it's a growth edge for introverted feeling users. So, this episode explains how to use black according to your cognitive functions, the introverted ones. The congruence code reveals what those functions are, and then the rest of the palette that supports your energy and your coloring. The first principle, though, whenever you're combining black with another color, is to work with your value contrast. So you need to know what your value contrast is, being between your hair and your skin, sometimes your eyes, but that's a smaller piece and a little bit more challenging to work with. Um, there is one a lot darker or lighter than the other? So if you have low value contrast where your hair and your skin are pretty close to the same on the light or dark scale, then you need to soften the black by wearing it with something that's closer to black, something that's dark or if you're medium contrast, more mid-tone. If you have high value contrast where you're like uh, your skin or your hair, one's close to black and the other one's close to white, then you can wear black with much lighter colors. And this principle applies to everyone. You can sometimes wear greater contrast, but it takes a lot of energy and yeah, might not be worth it. Also, here's something that traditional color analysis doesn't always account for. People grow, and so their style needs change over time. Your relationship with black isn't fixed. As you grow and change, what you need black to do for you in your wardrobe can shift. Like the FI user who needs black for autonomy at 25 may not need it at 45. So here's something simple you can do this week to integrate these principles into your wardrobe. Try pairing one black piece with something you identified in this episode based on your dominant introverted function. How does it feel? Too many women find themselves invisible. Understanding why wearing black appeals to you or why it doesn't is one more piece of seeing yourself clearly. And that's what this episode was about. Thanks for being here for Signature Style Systems. Have fun being you, and I'll meet you back here again real soon.